Yeah, what's good? This be the G Shaw Cipher. You are officially tuned in to On the Grind Live, hosted by, of course, the homie Shaw Cipher. Shout out to all my people that have been supporting us: Brooklyn, New York, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, whatever y'all at. I appreciate y'all supporting. Shout out to Good Girl PR. There's a lot of people out there grinding, but you know what we are On the Grind Live. We support anybody that's grinding in any field, in any situation, any genre, any path, whatever they going, whatever your grind is, we want to support it. You know what I mean? So, if you see me, you're gonna see somebody that's dope with me. You know what I'm saying? So I got somebody that we're gonna be tuning into. A dude that's been grinding, been doing this thing for a while, and we want to talk about it. You already know what it is. Shaw Cypher, let's get it. Yeah. What's good, people? I got the homie on here with me, Kevin Crown. What's good, my G?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? How you feeling? How's your night going?
Man, we good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just another day to get it. You know what I'm saying? And we're just trying to take things to any kind of level we can where we, the people love us and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you spending time with us. You know what I'm saying? And being able to really pull up. I know you busy. I know you doing a lot of things. You know what I mean? But the people who tune in, like talk to them. Who's Kevin Crown? Talk to us about Kevin Crown, the things that you've done, and really the upbringing. Matter of fact, let's not even do that. Let's do the origin. What got you? Where are you from? Where did it get you started in this music? Because I know you in the music business, and kind of
Yes,
talk
sir.
about that journey.
All right. So Kevin Crown, world touring, world class DJ, um, host, MC, um, radio broadcaster, father, husband, cultural ambassador of New York City, fourth degree black belt, fitness enthusiast,
Yeah.
motivational speaker. I do it all, man. It started for me um pretty much from I was born, man. My mother used to say I was one of those babies that, you know, always cried. I think they call it colic or something. I always cried. From I woke up till I went to bed, I always cried. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my mom. When my mom would leave, I would just start crying. The only way they could shut me up was playing music. You know what I mean? And
Right.
she said ever since I could walk, they would put on like Michael Jackson music and I would just start moving as a little baby. And music was always a big part of my life, TV, movies, radio, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, music was just I think music was more appreciated,
Right.
back then. I think music was more sought after because people purchased it.
Right.
And
Right.
nowadays we don't have to purchase music. We're not as invested as we are in music now. So you know, I started at the age of 12. I actually wanted to play basketball, growing up in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. Big up to anybody from New York City,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Brooklyn, you already
I'm
know what
from
Brownsville is
Flatbush, so
about.
definitely. Yeah.
Right. So growing up in the section of Brownsville, I wanted to play basketball. My cousins, they had hoops out in their backyards.
Right.
I had a court up the street from me, but my mom, us being first generation, Grenadian kids, my mother and father grew up in Grenada. You know what I mean? They
Right.
conceived me and came right to America. So, growing up in New York, she wasn't having it. She was like, "You can't go to the park." Being the only boy, you could only play so much video games and play so much toys. I started messing around my father's DJ equipment. He wasn't like a DJ, but that's the way he listened to music. Back in the days, almost everybody had a record player. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
That's just the way our parents listened to the music with the
Right.
records. My
Right.
father just went a little further and he had two players and a mixer.
Right. That's
Y-
how my mom's was like that. You know what I mean? She
Right,
got the mixer, she got the two turntables, she got the
right,
speakers. You know what I mean? So yeah,
right,
yeah. And
right.
they
But he
not
wasn't he
DJs at
wasn't
all.
trying to play no dance or nothing like that.
Right, right,
He
right.
That's just the way he listened to music. So when I first started messing around with with the equipment and the records, it was really just to make my own mixtapes because mixtapes, actual cassettes. Back
Cassette.
in the days, um, we used to buy them off the street, buy them off the African, the Jamaican on the corner,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Sometimes the mixtapes they wasn't mixed the way I like. So at first, I used to like make like Franken mixtapes where I would combine the mixtapes and like have a tape deck and just put this section of the mixtape and this section of the mixtape, like pretty much a playlist, but from mixtapes. And
Right.
then one day I was just looking at records, and I realized if I could just make the mixtapes myself with the records. So that's how it started. And it's just something about me. I don't know if it's from seeing my parents work so hard, but once I get into anything, I never quit. I
Right.
got, I got
Right.
I gotta master it. And
Right.
uh, you know, like being introspective and thinking about myself. I think being the only boy and being the middle child, um, I could probably say maybe I had attention. Like I liked attention.
Right.
And not saying my parents ignored me, but when there's multiple girls in the house, you the boy, you don't I wasn't getting into any trouble. So sometimes you was just like off to the side. So, you know, um, like I said, I was dancing from I was 2 years old, so I could dance, and I started playing music, so I got a lot of
Right.
outside attention. I also, managed to graduate high school at 16. So I was in college at 16. And being in college at 16, you could DJ, you could dance. Class was the last thing on my mind. I joined the
Right.
radio station. I started doing a lot of college parties, and it just went from there. I linked up with some like-minded individuals. I didn't know that was what I was supposed to do, but we kind of just came together, and we had the sound system. I came from a sound system era. Sound system era, is a group of DJs. We have actual speakers. We got amps. We had dub plates. We had all of that. We have
Right.
all of that, and it was King Crown 2010. So that's where it started. And over the years, got into radio. um we was touring all up and down the East Coast when it came to colleges. That was our circuit. We wasn't in the clubs yet. We was doing a lot of colleges, but I used to party. So after a while, I got very popular as a dancer. A lot of people didn't know I DJ'd, because when you go to the clubs in Brooklyn, they don't see you play, they see you dance.
They
But
see
then
you
you go
dance. Yeah.
but you go in other places and DJing, so people never really made a connection. There wasn't no social media back then.
Right.
So,
Right. No.
you know,
Yeah. Nothing to connect the dots.
nothing to
You know what I
connect the
mean?
dots until one day I actually kept a party where I said, the dancer meets the DJ. And people thought I had turned from a dancer into a DJ, and that was the talk on the street, but I actually was always DJing. And I just got more popular dancing. And then, when I made the conscious effort to not make money dancing,
Right.
because we was doing music videos, we was doing a lot, man. We was definitely influencers in the Caribbean diaspora, back in the
Right.
days growing up.
Right.
We was influencers without being influencers. Shout out to my Suspense family, still my family to this day. But I just made a conscious effort to make my money doing other things now.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Let me ask you this. Like, out of all the stuff that you've done so far, right? The
Mhm.
dancing, the DJing, the different things that you came up, if you listen to and learn, like, is there any one of them you're more than the other, more favorite than the other?
Favorite?
Yeah, like, would you say you're DJing or dancing, or even as you get into the artistry, which one do you feel like is your more? Is there one more favorite than the other, or are they all intertwined in the things
They
you do?
all they all they all made me who I am.
Right,
Everything made me who I am. Being a DJ makes me a better MC. Being an MC makes me a better DJ. Being a dancer makes me be able to read crowds more. It also it makes me be able to put records um in the proper order for people to dance.
right,
I'm a DJ that like to make people dance, and my goal is to make people dance and enjoy themselves. So as a dancer, I think I have an advantage, over DJs or people who don't dance,
Right, right,
because as a dancer, I know what dance is like.
right, right,
Um, as far as everything else, my martial arts, it gives me and it gave me discipline. It also humbled me. So, a lot of people, they say don't drink your Kool-Aid. So, you know, young guy, you know what I mean? You got to look, you're popular, when you go outside, people calling your name, that could go to your head, especially if you're not used to it. Girls throwing themselves at you.
right,
So, taking martial arts where you have to go in a building every day, call somebody master, sir, you get kicked in your face, punched in your face, you gotta bow, you gotta be very, it's something that's like my yin and my yang. That's like
right,
it balances me out. So it's funny because even nowadays people will come to me and be like, yo, stay humble. Don't let it get to your head. And I'm like, yo, I didn't just start being popular and I didn't just start being successful. I've been climbing the success ladder for 20 years.
right.
20 years I've done better than I've done the year before for 20 years. So getting back to the history, um, you know, I think I spent the first half of my life trying to make my parents proud of me. So, I went to school. Um, I went to the high school they wanted me to go to. I went to college. I uh I got into the union. I actually graduated college. I actually am a full-fledged electrician by trade. You know what I mean? And I was going to work, I was going to school, I was partying. I was I actually put martial arts to the side for a long time because I had to give something up.
Right,
And
right.
I was in a tournament and I dislocated my toe. Know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I fought this big, I don't know where he was from, Russia or
yeah.
wherever he was from. He was big, bro. I fought the Ivan Drago of
Chicago.
Taekwondo.
Right, 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 right,
And
right,
I'm doing my thing, you know what I mean? I came off getting the first place in another tournament. And you spread yourself thin. So I probably wasn't training the way I was supposed to be training. You know what I
right,
mean? I'm dancing, I'm working, I'm DJing, I'm going to class, whatever. And then you're young, so maybe you're not taking that seriously. Now I'm thinking about it. But whatever that happened, I tried to kick this dude, and my son, he blocked with his elbow, bro. Bam! He blocked my kick with his elbow, and I thought he broke my toe.
mm.
Went to my master. I was like, Master Kang, I think my toe is broken. He looked down. He said, Yep, it is. Go to the hospital.
Wow.
It got dislocated. Like my big toe was shorter than all my other toes, and they had to pop it back out of place. But recovering, I put martial arts on a black back burner. Turned out I didn't go back for like 8 years, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I went back.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, this could be a biopic, bro. This this story this story is epic, man, and I used to get emotional telling it, but like this is my truth, man, and I wouldn't have it no other
Speak your
way. But
truth.
but anyway, I went, became a full-fledged electrician,
Right,
along the way, met my wife, had a baby, which got me
right,
um,
right,
super focused. So I went to work every day, overtime, weekends. I'm DJing, and then with the way construction works, when economy's slow, when times are slow, they just lay you off, and you on the bench. Thankfully I had my DJing, and I was good at what I did, so I
right,
always could provide for my family. Um, and I was touring. I had been to Japan, I had been to Mexico, I had been to Jamaica, the Caribbean, Canada, everywhere. You know what I mean? But I was still working. And one day, my second daughter, she was 1 month old.
mm,
And I went to Cancun, played for like shit, like 7,000 people, right?
mm.
And I came home on a Tuesday after playing 16 events in 4 days. Came on a Tuesday, went to work on a Wednesday. The boss was like, "Yo, what you doing here? I didn't even know you was gonna be here." I was just like, "Nah, I just wanted to come to work." And something about me, I don't like public transportation, so I drive everywhere I went. I go. So I'm driving, tired, going down Eastern Parkway, fall asleep at the wheel, get into a fender bender. Bow! Right on Nostrand and Eastern Parkway. I hit a Haitian dude. It wasn't that bad. I didn't cause no damage to his car, but once you make contact, it's
Right.
up to them to do whatever they want to do. I didn't want him to call police. He had his family in his car. The car wasn't damaged. I pushed my hand in my pocket. I had $500, and I gave it to him, and he just, drove off. I drove to my house and I sat down on the bed, and I thought about, a lot of people talk about cringy moments now. They took cringe, you
Right.
know, I cringed at the fact that if that guy wasn't there, I could have crossed the intersection and maybe got hit by a bus or a car, or I could have hit somebody who was walking. I could have hit a kid.
Right.
This was like between 2 and 3 o'clock in the day. I could have hit a kid, and I called up the boss and I say, "Yo, my daughter was 1 month old, so I'm entitled." Just same way, my she was my girl then, but my girl at the time, she's my wife now. The same way you're entitled, that she's entitled to maternity leave, I'm entitled to paternity leave.
Right. Right.
You,
Right.
you understand?
Yeah.
And I took paternity leave and I left. That was my last day of work ever. Once I left, it's like the universe, whatever, opened up and so many opportunities came. Like I was already booked, I was already popular. But in that moment where I put all of it on the line, 2 kids, relationship, house, mortgage, no benefits, and I put it all on the line, and
You was
you
all
know,
in.
I went
You was
all in.
you was
I
all
took
in.
I took the
It was
biggest
different.
leap of faith.
Right.
I put the biggest leap of faith. And yo, like whatever happened, like everything that prepared me for that. But now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back
Okay.
because we was talking about the martial arts. I'm gonna stop right at that moment. I'm gonna go back. Before that leap of faith, I got injured. I got stabbed in my left arm. I'm left-handed. I got stabbed in my left arm. If you ever see me, I got a big scar on my arm. Um it wasn't no fight, it wasn't no beef. What happened, a crackhead, I remember his name and all that, ran into my truck, ran up in my truck. My truck is where I kept my DJ equipment. Ran up in my truck and took my coffin, and this is how I was feeding my family. I wasn't working at the time. XYZ. And me, trying to be a detective or whatever, went out of my way to find out who it was, and I actually found out who it was. And the police, they said, "Yo, he's in this apartment building. We can't go in all the apartments, but if you see him, call us." So I paid off some girls and let me know what apartment he was in. Went to the apartment, tried to do things the diplomatic way. You know what I'm saying? I try to do things, I don't want to hurt you. I just want my shit back. I try to do shit, in retrospect, it wasn't the smartest thing, but I tried to do the diplomatic way. I went with 2 of my boys, and he came out the apartment, and we got in the elevator, went down, like went to the bottom, and right the corridor, right before you go outside. It was my boy, me. The guy was in the middle. My boy was on his right. I was on his left. My plan was, as soon as I got outside, I was gonna call the cops. I got him.
Right.
Some say, "Yo, Kevin, turn around." Something said, "Turn around." I don't know. It was my guardian angel. A lot of people say, your ancestors is with you. Whatever it was, it said, "Kevin, turn around." Now, the little martial arts training that I had, I knew how to block, but I thought I was blocking a punch. So the way I blocked it, I kind of blocked it with my elbow because I thought it was a punch.
Right.
It was the biggest kitchen knife in the set. He didn't slash me, he stabbed me. Bam. Right?
Hit you
And
with the tip. The
he
tip of
no,
the
it went in.
and
It
went,
went
oh,
it
okay.
went in. I had a leather jacket on, so the leather jacket kind of, it didn't go all the way in, but it went in.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So it added some cushion. The jacket added
Right.
some cushion to it, right.
So my adrenaline kicked in. I got so mad. I saw my blood, I saw red. And I did what, you know, what, you see it in the movies. I ain't gonna say I
Reaction.
got that from my training. I saw it in the movies. I took my leather jacket off and I wrapped my arm with it. And I went at dude, disarmed him. I wound up breaking it. I found this all after. I broke his fingers. My boy was there, grabbed him, and it turned out we actually put him in a coma. You know what I'm saying? Went to the hospital. My wrist is like this, but I'm feeling good because I'm like, yo, I got this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. Like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
My girl saying I'm stupid. My family's dead. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't move my thumb. And I say, yo, doctor, my wrist can't move. You can't move your thumb. He looked at me and said, yeah, you got nerve damage. You gotta have surgery. I said, all right. That night I slept over in the hospital, and I remember 3 detectives came to my bedside, like some movie shit, bro. Like some white Italian cops in suits came and say, "Yo, Mr. King, we just want to talk to you about the incident." And the biggest, fattest one, the one looked like, think about a big fat white Italian detective in a suit, right?
Right.
Came to me, whispered in my ear, "Yo, you should have killed that mother effer. You should have took that knife and killed her."
Wow.
Right? And I was kind of like, what is he talking about? Right? Had my surgery, did whatever I did. Month later, went to the doctor, and for whatever reason, I filmed this. I actually got this on film. They unwrapped my bandages after a month. My arm was mad skinny. It had no muscle tone. It was mad skinny.
Stiff.
It couldn't straighten out.
Right.
And the doctor said, "Yo, move your hand." And I looked at my hand. I said, "Hand, move." My hand was sleep. Yo, bro, I tried and I tried. And in that moment, yo, that was one of the lowest moments of my life. I cried like a baby, bro. I cried like a baby, God. Right? And the doctor told me, listen, no drinking, no smoking. We repaired your nerve, but I don't know how it's going to heal back. So if you drink, if you smoke, that is going to impede the cell repair. But I don't know how it's going to heal. Every day, I would try to move my thumb, couldn't do it. Try to move my wrist, I couldn't do it. And, it was a low point in my life. It was a strain on my relationship. It was a low point, right?
Right.
And I remember, I think it was my birthday, bro. I woke up and like every morning I tried to move my thumb and my thumb moved. And I got up and I went to my old taekwondo school. And I signed up and I said, they said, "Yo, you can start tomorrow." I said, "No, I'm starting today." And I went every day, 6 days a week, 3 hours a day. First one there, last one to leave for 7 months. I got my first black belt. I got the use of my hand back. At the time, my hands, I had no dexterity in my hands. I got all that back. But mind you, that whole year, I was still DJing. I was DJing with one hand. I was
Right.
going Jamaica, Guyana. I was going places with one hand. And and when I did that, it was like God was preparing me. And yo, I I started winning tournaments. You know, I was in the gym. I started getting. I was like an action figure. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my aunt. Shout out to my
Yeah, there's
aunt
a couple
Eugene.
people
And
on here. DJ Fade the Future. You know what I'm
thank
saying?
yeah, shout
DJ
out to
Super
everybody in
Don.
here, man.
You know what I mean? So shout out
Yeah,
to everybody. You know what I mean?
shout
I'm
out to
trying to put your
everybody in here.
messages. Yeah, I'm trying
So
to put your messages up.
and I don't talk about this a lot, but that moment, that the moment of me not being able to use my arm, that
Yeah,
changed me. Getting it back, it changed me. Like a lot of people could say they I did martial arts. I did it for real, bro. Same like I'm a DJ for real.
right.
I'm a martial artist for real, for real. Till I put my daughter in it at 4 years old, and she got a second-degree black belt. Hi, baby. I said my daughter's my other daughter. Daddy's doing an interview. Okay. All right, baby. Right.
Right.
So that's crazy. I see my daughter and my younger daughter walks in the building. So, you know, all the while I'm DJing, I'm still DJing, bro. I'm still DJing. I got to use some of my arms back. I got my muscle tone back. And that's when I came up with the Natural Born Club Killer, NBCK. Know what I mean? Um, I at the time I think I had a mohawk, and I didn't have like the black guy mohawk. I had a white boy mohawk. Well, I used to have to braid it, and then
Oh yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had a white boy, but like it was a hawk, bro. And a lot of people got it confused that a lot of people got it confused. Like they would look at me, like I would post pictures of me, my shirt off, muscled up and whatever, and I'm like they would figure, yo, this dude is a show off, this guy's a cocky individual. And I'm like, yo, y'all don't even understand what I've been through. This is a testimonial of what I've been through.
Right.
you know um Fast forward back to that moment of me quitting. um I went through a lot of opposition with industry DJs, but I don't really want to get into that, because I
Right.
think when you're in a competitive market, you're always gonna get pushback.
Facts.
I think that's a part. I think that's a
That's a,
part of the process.
yeah,
If you're
definitely
doing
hard.
if you're doing it, if you play sports, if you're a rapper, if you're a singer, anybody. If you do something and nobody who's doing the same thing as you never don't come at you,
You ain't doing
you're
it
not
right.
that good.
Yeah, you're not doing it right. You know what I
You're
mean?
not
You're
doing
not
it right, and they don't see
nobody's
you as
paying
a threat.
attention. Right, right.
You know what I mean? So I don't even need to get into that. But opposition was there, but that even that just made me more of a beast. And going through what I went through, waiting for my nerve to grow back and getting the use of my arm back, it gave me a certain kind of dedication. So, you know, when it came to like practicing my craft, I did what I did with martial arts. I did it day in, day out. And the more you do something, the better you are
Better
gonna
you
be
get.
at it.
I mean,
And
I hear a couple different things, you know what I mean, in this story. I'm all tuned into the story like I'm one of the audience members. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm tuned in.
mhm,
Um, but I hear a whole bunch of different things. I hear dedication, like 100% dedication, grind.
yes, sir.
I hear even in a situation where you are down to one arm, nothing stopped you
No,
by
sir.
any means, you know what I mean, by any means necessary.
Yes,
That's
sir.
how it, you know what I mean. You knew you had responsibilities, but at the same time, you were human. You felt the pain, you felt the, you know what I mean, you felt down, you felt, you know what I mean, you I wouldn't say gave into the emotions, but I would say you recognized the emotions. You get what I'm saying
Yo,
that you were
bro,
going through.
I would say I gave into the emotion, bro.
Okay.
Yo, bro, it wasn't an easy time, man. It wasn't an easy time. Remember, we black men, if
Right,
anything else, we supposed to be strong, right? You're supposed to be strong. You're
right,
supposed to be a protector. You're supposed to be a provider. You know what I mean? And at the time, I had a beautiful baby girl.
right.
and I felt like I couldn't protect her. I couldn't even really even lift her up. I could lift up with one hand, but like,
Right.
it was devastating. And I felt like whatever was going on with me, because I was already traveling, I was popular, I was doing parties. I think it was like, yo, he's right here, but we gotta take him all the way down. We're gonna take it all the way away from him. And then you're gonna have to work this out. And then that made me believe in myself. But then having that 9 to 5, the 9 to 5, it's just a comfortability that benefits XYZ, but not for everybody.
Right.
I'm not knocking nobody who got a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody who got a 9 to 5, but my parents and a lot of my family are entrepreneurs. They got an entrepreneurial spirit. Caribbean people, I think in general, not saying just Caribbean people, but I think Caribbean people in general always want to own something. They want to
Right.
own their home. They want to own their business. They want to, and the entrepreneurial spirit was definitely in me. And I just took that leap of faith, and then things started happening to me. Um and now I literally tour the world, bro. I'm blessed to say I'm booked solid until September, and I still got bookings in October, and 3 weeks are already gone in November. So my year 2023 is 75% booked already.
Now, is this the DJ or is this the
This the
artist or
DJ.
the host? Okay.
DJ, I mean, DJ and hosting is all the same thing.
Same
Because when I
thing. Right.
DJ,
Right. Right. On a
I
mic.
talk on the mic. I'm a,
Right.
I'm
Right.
a, I'm a, some people call me a one man show.
Right.
So hosting, MCing, it's I do it on the same level as me DJing.
Definitely.
So it definitely has been a wild ride. It shaped my mindset in I think very different from the average person, just
Right.
off of my experiences. And I think it made me a better man as well. You know?
Out of all the things that all out of all the sacrifices that you had to go through, which one of those sacrifices do you feel like taught you the biggest lesson?
Hmm. Um, I think I think time. I think time. Time with my family, time with my kids, because time is the one thing you don't get back.
Right.
Time is the most expensive, valuable. I can't even say expensive because it's invaluable. You can't put a value on time,
Right.
right? Um, I sacrifice a lot of time, man. A lot of family functions I don't attend. Birthdays, my daughter's birthday. You know, um, my second daughter, Kennedy. I saw her walk for the first time on a WhatsApp video because I was out the country. I was backstage in Barbados about to perform for like 4,000 people. And my girl, my wife, I'm
Right. Yeah.
just
Yeah. I
calling
get
my
what you're
wife.
saying. I'm married too. I get you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She sent me a video of my little baby girl walking, and I felt so guilty, and I felt so emotional because I wasn't there.
Right.
And I remember I was going for 3 weeks. I was going for 3 weeks, and I remember coming home not knowing if my daughter was gonna remember who I was.
That's definitely a fear. You get what I'm saying? Like I have 4 kids, and sometimes I'm away from,
Right,
you know what I mean, my kids. I'm like, man, and I miss that. You know what I mean? And
right,
um, and so two things for me comes with that. One, am I doing something that's going to better their future?
right,
Um, You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I'm not there. And then two, you know what I'm saying? I'm still human. I still want to be the dad that wants to
Right,
be there. You get what I'm saying? I
right,
still want to be able to say I saw that, right?
right.
Um, but you know, what I mean, the solace that I get is say, yeah, I know I didn't see it. And then the third one is my support system. My support system, me, you for you, it was your wife who was, still your
Absolutely.
wife who sent that through WhatsApp, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
technology,
she told me, when I made the leap of faith, I'ma support you. Do whatever you gotta
right,
do.
right.
I'm gonna hold it down.
Your
You
support
know,
system is
she
important.
never made me feel guilty. When I started to like tour, she never
Right.
made me feel guilty. And that's one of the main reasons why she became my wife. You know,
She out there now. Yeah.
and I saw that what you call it when I came home. I remember she stood up and she walked to me and she was like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy." Yo, man, yo, bro, those moments you can't pay for moments like that.
Right, right,
Because
right,
because to be honest, it was doing pursuing this wasn't about providing for my family because I could have easily just went all in as an electrician.
right,
I could have
right,
took every course. I could have got every certification. I could have became management. I was going to be a provider regardless. This was about me not growing up and being an old man with regrets
right,
and
right,
blaming other people for me not pursuing my dreams. Yo,
right,
I didn't go full out with my dreams because I was trying to impress my family or I was trying to provide for my wife and my kids. So I didn't want to be that old fart with
right,
a bunch of
right,
regrets.
right, right.
So that's why I did it. You know what I'm saying? So when me being able to do what I do largely because I got a good support system at home. Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the support system. Anybody who got a support system, shout out
Absolutely.
to you. Because without them, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you find yourself in situations, you know what I mean, that you're trying to handle and that one person that helps could make a difference. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Um, you say you booked up through 75% of
Yes,
2023. Like
sir.
what genre of music are you generally DJing, or is it a mix to anything that
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I'm a Caribbean DJ.
Okay.
Caribbean music is my thing. Reggae, soca, dancehall, Afrobeats. I can play hip hop and R&B very well. But that's just not my lane, bro.
Right, right,
You I probably wouldn't take a booking where I couldn't play Caribbean music. If Caribbean if it's not a Caribbean environment, I'm not taking that booking. Unless it's like, the Grammys or something, but
right, right, right. The
the
opportunity that's
average
knocking.
club or the average show,
Right,
I'm not if I can't play 70% Caribbean music and real Caribbean music, not no watered down, I'm not
right,
taking that booking. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's Caribbean all the way. Afrobeat, Caribbean all the way.
So for anybody that especially I'm from New York too, but let's just say there's another DJ coming up in the city,
Hmm.
right? We're looking to follow your footsteps. Like, what would be the first thing that you would tell them, that or what would be the first thing you would tell them not to do, trying to pursue this business?
Um, Not to do, don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges. Don't burn bridges and this is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Right,
A lot of people, because we're in this Instagram era, this instant era, people feel like they could become a Kevin Crown in a year or 2 years. I've been DJing from the 90s till now, and I've been relevant from then till now,
you built a
and I've been
brand.
better from then till now. I've
Right.
never fallen off.
Right. But you built a brand.
I've reinvented myself more than 3 times.
Right. Right.
You know, this is not, you know, anybody could have a hot summer,
Right.
have a hot decade, and then turn around and have another one. You know, young DJs, you know, a young DJ don't burn bridges, and you know, don't base your I see this a lot, especially with like young entertainers, and you know, don't base yourself off of people who are not good. You know, yo, I went in the party and I killed it. All the other DJs was trash. So you're basically telling me you was good because you wasn't trash.
Right. Right. You had nobody that's really doing
Right.
it the way
You didn't have nobody that pushed you to the next level.
level. Right. Right.
I was told in my career that when you get to another level, a certain level, everybody's good. Everybody's good. Right? So if you feel like, yo, everybody's trash, this is why I'm good.
Right.
You can't you're not going to get no far. You don't want to be the the best of the worst. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. You don't want to be that because that's a different. When you
Right?
realize that, that's a different feeling. Like, man,
Yeah.
I was the best out of all these artists, all these DJs, all these photographers, whatever your trade is, you was the
Yeah.
best, and all of them were, what I mean, didn't even come close, or nobody pushed you further. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like you
You know what I mean?
like steel sharpens steel. You know,
Right,
so
right,
I always want to be around the best. I want to be around a DJ that when he plays, I got to open my laptop like 20 minutes before and be like, "Yo, bro,
what I'm gonna
what am
do.
I going to do?" This is actually
Right,
I actually live for moments like that. You know what I mean? I never want to be, yo, Kevin was good, everybody else was trash. I don't
right,
want that, bro.
right, right, right,
I don't
right.
I don't want that. You know, and I've been grateful to DJ alongside almost all my DJ heroes.
Yeah,
And almost all my artist heroes too. You know, you know, I've done a lot. I always say I don't have nothing to prove. Um, but you know,
let me ask you
if
this.
you ask me what I have to prove, I couldn't answer it, but you know.
Well, I would say this though, over 20 plus years, right? So you've already mentioned 2 decades where you've been relevant. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? You constantly did it. Over that time frame, you have built a brand for yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
How
sir.
important was it for you to build the Kevin Crown brand, and regardless of what you do within that brand, how important was it for you for people to recognize that brand?
So it's crazy, right? My sound system was King Crown 2010.
Right,
We were branding before we knew what branding was. You know, back
right,
99, 2000, all our clothes, we would put 2010 on. When we got cars, we put 2010 on it. Even people who wasn't in the sound, we had a 2010 crew and we had jackets with 2010. You know what I mean?
right,
And then I would put King Crown. I was always, and back in the days I like polo. You know what I
right.
mean? So that like the polo with the 2010, it just looked good together, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I later on, you know, I when I started the Natural Born Club Killers, you know, that's all I would wear was NBCK, Natural Born Club Killers. I put it on my truck. I had it. I actually kept a party, and 95% of the party was wearing my brand. And you know, branding is essential because if you don't believe in your brand, nobody else is going to believe
Nobody
in your
else
brand.
would. Exactly.
And the best way you could believe in your brand is wearing it on your damn chest.
Right, right,
You know, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say I don't have no name brand clothes. You know, I got a little I got a Louis belt. I got some Gucci. I got some Alexander McQueen. But
right, right,
most of the time, you will see me wearing something affiliated with me. Kevin Crown, Energy God's son. NBCK, you know, branding is important. Also your style of play, things you say, is important. You got to be consistent.
Right. Right.
You know, you gotta develop a style. I think over the years I've developed a certain type of style that has been imitated. And I don't mind, you
Yeah.
know, I don't mind. I feel like when I was coming up, I um I imitated, you know, and then I started. I quickly realized that as a as a as a creative artistic person, if you imitate, people are not gonna believe you. You know, when I speak from my truth. I was disabled. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I speak from that lens. I was blackballed. I speak from that lens. I had a 9 to 5. I used to live check to check. I speak from that lens. I speak from knowing exactly how much money I'm gonna make for the month and knowing I wanted to buy some Jordans. I needed money for the train. I needed money to eat my lunch. And I
Right.
had $55 a week to play with. I know those days. So when I play for people, I know how to relate to people. There's DJs that all they did was DJ. So they have no idea what it is to have a 9 to 5.
Right.
You know, so me being I think I relate to people. You know, and being able to relate to people, you know how to talk to people.
Right. Which now they trust you.
Of
Right?
course.
Like now they trust you. Now they come back to you, right? And because you're relatable, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You've had that. Now you've built one of the biggest things in any type of business you need is relationships.
Yes.
You built that
Relationships. Right.
relationship, you know what I'm saying? Which leads me to my next thing. Like one of the things we always ask, this is on the grind live, like, right, what do you feel your definition of grind is right now as we speak? Because as I grow, that changes for me depending on where I am in my life, right? It's still the hustle, still the grind, still the dedication, but for everybody it's different, kind of like the word success. So for you,
Mm.
what do you feel like your definition of grind is?
Well, I have a saying. Um if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. I live by that term. If you're not evolving, you're dissolving. Complacency is one step closer to death. So grinding is always evolving.
Right.
If you speak 2 languages and languages is your thing, what's the next language you learning? As a DJ, if I mastered how to play soca and dancehall, I'm mastering Afro beats now.
Right.
If as a host and an MC, I rocked thousands of people. I wanna rock 100,000. As a businessman, I wanna make $1 million in a
Right.
year. And after I make $1 million, I wanna make 5 million in a year.
You always want to grow. You always want to take it to the next level and get there.
I wanna take it to the next level, and I wanna do that till the day I die. I also
Right.
wanna instill that in everybody around me. You
Right.
know, I truly believe that you are a product of the people you're most around. You know, and one thing I don't do and I don't tolerate, I don't compete with my friends in life.
Right.
I don't compete with my friends. I don't look at my friends and be like, "Oh, he's making a bag, I got to make 2 bags."
Right.
My thing is like, "Yo, bro, I see a bag over there for you, bro. This is how you go get it. Go get it. And when you go get it, I'm going to be happy for you, my nigga.
Right.
I'm going to
Sh-
be happy."
showing your people showing your people how to get how they take whatever they trying to do and get to the next, get to
Yeah,
that
that's I'm
bag.
all
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that, man.
You know,
Somebody told me I'm too giving that way, but I believe in karma.
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe in karma.
Karma.
Yo, the other day I came from the airport. On Friday I went to Atlanta, woke up, flew to Boston, connecting flight to DC. played in DC, flew to New York on Sunday. Sunday, I left my wallet in a yellow cab, not even an Uber. 2 hours later, I was about to go watch Creed 3 with my wife. And my wife was like, yo, did you leave your wallet in a taxi? I was like, I don't know. Taxi guy handed me my wallet. Yellow cab dude. She said, you're not gonna give him nothing? I was like, nah, he gonna get what he gonna get it paid back from the universe. Cause I'm
Right.
getting paid back from the universe. Cause I
Right.
got good karma. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's this. If karma was a religion, that would be my religion. Karma. Do
I
unto
believe in.
others.
I'm definitely believing good energy. You know what I'm saying?
Good
Like
energy, and
good
not good energy when people are looking, bro. Not good energy when it's time to post on Instagram. Good
right
energy all the time.
all the
Period.
time. Yeah, when one of the rules I even tell my kids, you know what I mean, do the right thing even when nobody's looking, right? Or,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, always have your integrity. Don't let nobody jeopardize your integrity. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Like and you know, always stay focused and confident. So the things that I try to instill in my kids, I want to make sure that one, I'm leading by example, and two, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying, that my the people around me are also have those same qualities, because again,
Exactly.
like you said, the people around you is really going to dictate, you know what I mean, your future, how things are going to go, things like that, and you know who you are. So, you know what I mean. So listen, y'all see, follow at Kevin Crown Music on Instagram at below. Make sure you, I know y'all already following, as I see y'all in here watching. I see
Sir.
y'all in here, you know what I mean, tuned in. Shout out to the people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We streaming there too. Um, any other social media, any other
Twitch, man. I'm on Twitch heavy. I'm on Twitch every day, man. Monday through Friday when I can. The morning show, man. Kevin Crown
definitely
Music.
check that out on Twitch. I gotta. I haven't been on Twitch. I've been on it, but I don't have a
Twitch is the best is one of the best streaming platforms, you know, especially when playing music, man. It's just a dope app. You know, I'm actually celebrating 3 years of doing my morning show in March the 15th.
well.
So
Congratulations, happy
thank you,
anniversary.
man.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. It's you know, that's something I didn't even know I could do that. You know, in the past 3 years, I learned so much about myself as an entertainer. You know, you know, it just goes to, you know, evolving and you know, not being complacent and being humble enough to know that it's all right that you don't know everything.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like when but 3 years ago, I knew nothing about streaming. I knew nothing about streaming. And I was just humble enough to learn from anybody, you
Right.
know, and you know, I'm in my studio right now. You know, I got my green screen on, you know,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
you know, you know, I have one of the best looking streams on.
I've seen it on your page. It's
Thank
definitely
you,
dope.
man.
You know what I mean? I've seen it
I
on your
have one
page.
of the best looking streams, and this is just, you know, from, you know, just from learning. Even my friends, like I'm a product. A lot of my friends are either videographers or photographers.
Yeah.
And because of that, I learned so much about lighting. I learned about, you know, borders. A lot of technical things that we see but we don't understand.
Right. 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 I like
You
to watch.
know,
See this. I like to watch
symmetry,
those
all
people.
that.
I like to watch. I like to watch photographers, videographers do their thing, because then I see you. I see them in their element, and then I learn something I've never known. You get what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Like, you know, before I, you know, for me, this is an upgrade, right? And I'm looking to do bigger things with the On the Grind Live. But I started this doing podcast, doing interviews. I was driving like 4 hours a day. I was used, and I would schedule my interviews while I would drive my 2 to 4 hours. I was
Nice.
doing I was doing it over the phone while I
Okay.
was driving, recorded it on, you know, freeconferencecall.com. You get what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what I mean, just learning from other people and then turning it into this. I get what you're saying. You get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
always, and it's good for for people to see the growth.
Right.
because a lot of people think that it happens overnight or it
Right.
happened in 2 or 3 years. And it's funny because a lot of people will tell me, yo, I remember when you first started. And
Right.
they'll tell me, and I was like, yo, I was 15 years in already. What are you talking about?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
but it's cool because I feel like, yo, I'm still the brand is still fresh in other people's
Other
eyes.
people's eyes. Right. Right.
You know, so I don't get mad at it, because people discover you when they discover you.
Right. Right. So
You
you
know, so
knew to
I
him
don't take it
regardless.
personal.
Right.
And
You knew to him regardless.
I'm always I'm always for the person who's never heard me play. I love, absolutely love to play in front of people who've never heard me spin.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
love it because I
Because
could do,
you get new fans. Nothing
yeah,
wrong
I
with
could do,
grabbing new fans. You know what I
not
mean?
even that. I could do everything I'm amazing at. And they're hearing it for the first time. Say, they don't know, yo, Kevin has done this so many times. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. 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 Let me ask you this. There's a lot of people on here. Anybody you want to shout out? You know what I
Yo,
mean?
shout out to my family. Shout out to Fade, DJ Fade. Shout out to my aunt, Craig Visions. Shout out to the whole team, man. Shout out
Yeah.
to the whole team. Shout out to the supporters, the Crown Army. Um, shout out to the people who support me and the people who have rock with me um all these years, man.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very fortunate enough that I've received my roses more
Right.
than once. A lot of times people say they don't get their roses while they're here, man. I'm not. I've been blessed to get my roses, man.
Right. Right.
And
Definitely. Definitely.
you know, um, it's a good feeling.
Right.
It's a good
Well,
feeling after going through so much. It's a good feeling to know that you matter and you made an impact.
I would say this, shout out to Good Girl PR who sent you my
Yeah,
direction, right?
yeah, man.
Um, I've learned a lot just sitting here having a conversation with you. You get what I
Yo, I
mean? Like,
love it.
she really introduced me to you, and then once I saw your name and found your Instagram, what I mean, I was tuned in. You get what I mean? So I'm gonna make
Nice.
sure that
Thank you.
my grams are following if they're not already, but I'm gonna make sure.
Definitely, man.
But yeah, man, listen, I appreciate you, what I mean, spending time with us.
No doubt.
And what I mean, we're gonna get this up. So if y'all missed this, it'll be up in YouTube. It'll be you can replay it. The audio will be on our iHeart radios and Spotify's, all that good stuff. Those
Yes, sir.
podcast platforms. You know what I'm saying? And then we need to catch up with you down the line. You know what I mean? As we get
Yeah,
closer
man.
to the end of the end of the year, you not
Yeah,
booked. We
man.
gonna we gonna catch up and say, listen, since we talked in March, you know what I'm saying? What's
Yeah.
going on? Let's do
I mean,
let's
it's
part
just,
two.
it's the year is looking great, man. We grinding.
Yeah,
My thing is just to, have great moments, execute great sets, give people memorable moments. And you know, just do what I've dedicated my life to doing, and just doing good work, you know, um,
facts.
making people enjoy themselves. That's what I'm about. And that's why this is what I work for and
Right,
work towards.
right. Definitely. Well, I mean, keep grinding, keep doing what you do on a daily basis. I'm a fan. I'm proud of you. Keep doing
Thank you,
what you've
man.
been doing. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
man.
I mean, as another black man to another black man, keep doing your thing. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
man. Good luck to you, man.
Appreciate it.
Definitely thank you. I appreciate being on the platform and being
Definitely.
able to talk my truth. A lot of times, like, I'm a talker,
Right, right.
but
Oh,
it,
good.
it always it
Good.
always takes somebody like you to like spark the conversation,
Right.
and then everything just starts coming
It's
out.
the
It's a lot,
flow.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
a lot,
like that.
man.
I like to just have general conversations and really talk, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean, a lot of people got some great things to talk about, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yes,
just want to
sir.
want people to listen and see what they got going on. You might have just got some other people that's following. You never know. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But listen, shout out to DJ Fade the Future, Craig Visions, Eugene McQueen. I
Definitely.
saw y'all on here. Really showing some love. Tampa Mystic, my business partner. listen, you know what I mean? Like, and anybody else, I see y'all tuned in. I didn't put anything in the chat, but I appreciate y'all.
Thank you,
Other than
man.
that, yo, I'll let your boy. You already know what it is. Shaw Cypher, Kevin Crown, Brooklyn Boys. You know what I mean? And that's
Definitely,
really
man.
about it. So, all right, y'all. Salute.